Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. In this video, guys, we're going to talk about DDG getting dragged for exploiting his sister, Titi or Tiara. Okay, so let's talk about it, shall we? Because as you guys may know, DDG's sister, Tiara, she got married recently and she is in her early 20s, the last time I checked, if I have my number correct, right? And she has been with her husband for quite a few years now. Now, most recently, they tied the knot and DDG decided that he wanted to put his sister to the test. So he was like, I'm going to get a couple of guys. I'm going to put them in a room. Then I'm going to have you go into that room. And if you have no crush on any of the guys, it means your marriage is solid. But if you have a crush on any of the guys, you have to call off the marriage. You have to end the marriage, right? I kid you not. I kid you absolutely not. Okay? And I think I should have the clip as well. So let's take a look at that clip together, shall we? And then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
But if it's not, if you don't feel nothing, then that means that, this is definitely the right person.
I don't think that's how it works. It's not like we're in a whole different world. I'm not single, so I'm married actually. So it's different. I can't just go in a room full of guys and see if they're better than my husband, You think it's rushed?
If you want me to do a 20v1 with you and then some doctors and some lawyers, I could do that. Just so you can really fill out if this is really somebody you want to be with. But if it's not, if you don't feel nothing, then that means that, this is definitely the right person.
I don't think that's how it works. It's not like we're in a whole different world. I'm not single, so I'm married actually. So it's different. I can't just go in a room full of guys and see if they're better than my husband, You think it's rushed?
If you want me to
So guys, there's the clip, right? And I believe that you guys get the gist of what is going on, right? So basically, she's married. She's 22? And he's he wants to ensure that she hasn't made a mistake to getting married to the person that she loves. So he wants to test her by putting her in a room with different guys from different backgrounds and all of that jazz to see if she has a crush on any of them. It means that, in DDG's head, her marriage is not solid. And if she doesn't have a crush on any of them, it means that her marriage is solid. But his 22-year-old sister was a lot more mature and a lot more well-thinking than DDG, because she was like, no, that's not how it works. And I'm married. Why would I want to do something like that knowing that I'm married? So the clip, it has been making a bit of a viral round on Instagram and Twitter. And many people, they were like, this is disgusting of DDG to do. You're exploiting your sister. You need to respect your sister's marriage. You cannot choose who your sister loves, just as how your sister cannot choose who you love. Your sister has been with this guy, and you have been trying to derail your sister's relationship. And honey, I did my research, and I found out it's true. I found out that, I believe it's back in 2022 or 2021, DDG had offered her $1 million to call off her engagement, right? And she was like, no, this is who I love. This is who I believe I want to be with. And I know Oftentimes we may think that, when people get married too early, the marriage kind of fizzle out in the end. But the truth of the reality is, it is best that she stays married to someone and have one partner and it fizzles out in the end than be running the streets with a different guy every 6 months. It is true. So also, sometimes when people get married at an early age, their relationship, it does last. And she has been with her husband for quite a number of years. And ever since then, DDG has been, trying to pull some strings to get them separated. And this is just one of his latest attempts. And as such, the internet is saying this behavior of DDG, it is very disgusting because why would you want to do that to your sister? Why would you want to invade her happiness like that? She has chosen a partner and it is not up to you to like the guy. It is up to her to know that she has chosen well for herself. But no, DDG is not accepting it. And you know what? It is unfortunate. It's given the sense that DDG in his head, this is my opinion, right? What I'm getting is that DDG knows that because he's a man, oftentimes men are selfish. I believe that's how he might be looking at it. Maybe he knows that he's a selfish a-hole, and no matter what, he can never truly love a woman. And maybe in his head, he believes that all men thinks the same. In his head, he knows that he's no good. Some of his friends are no good, so he might be looking at all men as being no good. But that's definitely not the case, because do you know how some woman would say, but all men cheat? No, honey, not all men cheat. And it's not all men who are the same, because some men, they do value themselves and they are not into that cheating game. A lot of men are very committed to their partner. But what DDG is doing to his sister here, and knowing that this is not his first attempt, it is very disgusting. It's as though he doesn't like to see other people be happy. And that is what the internet was saying. Seems as though because he's consistently miserable, he wants his sister to be miserable with him. And many people are saying, oh, it's just a little joke, but no. If you go back and look what he did in 2023, you would realize and understand that he has a pattern, and this has always been his effort to derail his sister's relationship. And I get that he loves her. Maybe he sees it as his way of protecting her, but he's being overprotective. He has to let his sister live and, have life experience because he can't keep her sheltered nor locked in a box. That's not going to bring her happiness, and that's not going to do her any good whatsoever. So he has to allow her to be her own person, whether he agrees with her decisions or disagrees. But the sister, thank God, she was more mature in the situation and she was well spoken, and she was like, no, I'm married. Why would I want to even do this? So kudos to her for standing her ground. But let me know what you guys think about DDG trying to exploit his sister. And then we're going to talk in the comment section. Peace.